Let's start this noon with the damage from the storms that moved through the tri-state over the weekend. New Jersey, Connecticut, and parts of New York dealing with flooding, and in some areas, roads have literally been washed away. We're not out of the woods yet. Futurecast showing more rain on the radar. We have a team of reporters working every angle of the storm damage. Let's start in the Weather Center with John Elliott and a look at what else is headed in our direction. John?
Yeah, and that's a good place to start because let's look ahead. First off, the city just hit 80 degrees, so you've got lift in the atmosphere. Dew points are down compared to yesterday, but the reality is dew points are still way up there, upper 60s, low 70s. You have the moisture, the lift, and the instability, and the possibility of showers on the way. And in context of these devastating totals from yesterday, some new numbers just from this morning. Sandy Hook, 12.17 inches of rain, and it came fast. So anywhere from 4 to over 10 inches. So that's why we still have a risk of flash flooding. It is more pronounced for parts of central Connecticut. Right now it's relatively quiet, but you see your eye is drawn to these isolated pockets of heavy rain. This is affiliated with a cold front coming up on our full forecast. We're going to time that out and then also connect the dots to what is now a strengthening Ernesto. Lots to deal with when it comes to the beach as well. Right now, though, we'll send it right back to Chris.
Okay, Johnny, thank you. Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont will soon hold an update on the immense damage in his state, where at least one person has died in flooding. Tony Aiello is live in Danbury, where cleanup is underway. Tony.
Chris, this apartment complex, pretty much the worst of the damage in Danbury. The buildings sit at the base of a hill, and water last night during that torrential rain came roaring down the hill, came rushing through this parking lot. You can see some of the pavement crumbled, part of this drainage system collapsed, and this stone wall that held the sign welcoming you to the complex was destroyed. This city of 87,000 people dealing with road closures. DPW crews out early to help with cleanup and recovery. Moving mud with muscles and machinery. City of Danbury workers trying to reopen Shelter Rock Road.
This morning it was nothing but mud. It was nothing but mud here.
The mud washed down from the Berkshire Hills apartment complex during Sunday's epic rain. It caused flooding that eroded the road and cut a path through the landscaping. Residents told to evacuate.
I grabbed my bananas. My mom actually left them behind. I grabbed some towels, my shampoo.
Connecticut got slammed and roads paid the price. Drone video shows a significant road collapse near Stevenson Dam in Monroe. That town receiving almost 10 inches of rain Sunday into Monday morning.
So this is quite heavily traveled throughout the day. And this will cause an inconvenience to not only us, but to our surrounding neighbors.
Just amazed, you know, like just to see what Mother Nature really can do. It's impressive, but terrifying at the same time.
It certainly caused a scare in Oxford, Connecticut. The Beacon Hose Company #1 used its tower ladder as a bridge to remove 19 people and a dog from floodwaters at the Brookside Inn restaurant and a nearby residence. Videos posted on social media showed flooded roads and stranded cars. Statewide, more than 100 people had to be rescued from flooding danger. So the damage in Connecticut will easily reach into the millions of dollars, but that damage cannot be measured for at least one family. They lost a loved one in floodwaters on Little River Road in Oxford, and a second person is still missing. Live in Danbury, Connecticut, Tony Aiello, CBS News, New York.
Okay, Tony, thank you. Now to Long Island, where a state of emergency has been declared in Suffolk County. Jennifer Bisram live in Stony Brook with more there. Jen?
Hi there. You know, the Suffolk County executive held a news conference just a short time ago saying now that Suffolk County is under a state of emergency. And take a look behind me. Here is one example why. We are at Main Street and Harbor Road in Stony Brook, where you can see the road is no longer. Officials say the flooding collapsed the road here. All the water from this pond now flowing into the Long Island Sound. You can see workers here at this hour, as well as people in this neighborhood just unbelievable for them. Many we talk with tell us. Now, Sunday night's powerful storm brought flooding and damage to several parts of Long Island. Suffolk County getting about 10 inches of rain, according to officials. Stony Brook University also canceling check-ins for students for today due to the flooding as well. Now, take a listen to Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine again, who held a news conference just a short time ago.
I am signing a declaration of emergency, which hopefully will get some aid to our local businesses and homeowners, and I'm signing it now to send a plea for help.
And another live look here at workers right now at this road that collapsed, and workers here just trying to get back to some sort of normalcy here. Several roads in this area are now closed. Even when we got here this morning, it took us quite a while just to get to this area because of all the road closures. Again, people in this neighborhood have just been coming by, standing around, just looking at it, just saying that this is unbelievable. First time they've seen anything like this. Again, the Suffolk County executive saying now Suffolk County is under a state of emergency, and it's still unclear when all of this will get back to normal, but he says it will be for quite some time. Of course, we'll have much more on this throughout the day, but for now, we are live in Stony Brook. Jennifer Bisram, CBS News, New York.
Jennifer, thank you. Similar scenes in parts of New Jersey where the storm created dangerous flooding conditions that left numerous drivers stranded. Vanessa Murdock is live in Nutley with more on the relentless rain and the damage left behind there. Vanessa?
Well, Chris, New Jersey did not see the 12+ inches of rain that portions of Connecticut did, nor the 10 inches that portions of Long Island did. But Morris County and Somerset did breach the 5-inch mark. Here in Nutley, no precise reading, but I estimate about 3 inches of rain fell here, and Memorial Park, as well as the roads surrounding it, filled with water in what felt like an instant.
The water just came out of like nowhere.
Jen Tosi talks about the fast-rising floodwaters that sucked the life out of her vehicle and sent it floating onto a stranger's front lawn last night. Driving down Passaic Avenue, she says it looked fine.
I'd never seen anything happen so fast. Even the guy behind us was like, what is going on right now?
The road filled, her car stalled. She got out in nearly knee-deep water, and a kind neighbor drove her home.
I came back with our other car, this one, and couldn't even get to it. And then it had moved.
Unsuspecting drivers trapped in rising water happened a lot last night. An underpass on 78 in Hillside filled as high as the Jersey Wall, and a small sedan stood motionless with the driver waiting it out inside while traffic stopped short.
It was probably about 2 feet of water.
That's how much water Ray Santini estimates filled his Nutley street and infiltrated his front lawn. He shares last night's scene can now be considered commonplace here.
Where we get these heavy downpours, anything 2 to 3 inches an hour, the street floods up. And this whole park becomes a river.
Evidence of Third River engulfing Memorial Park littered the landscape this morning. A park bench not suitable for sitting, the space taken over by debris, the footbridge still passable, but only with careful precision. Before noon, crews hoisted lodged logs from the river, filled a flatbed with all the debris that washed down. Quick work necessary to ensure water can again flow freely here, especially with more storms expected this afternoon.
The number of flooding reports around the Garden State was epic yesterday. Patterson once again reported major flooding, and multiple car rescues were required there. We're live in Nutley, New Jersey. Vanessa Murdock, CBS News, New York.
Vanessa, thank you. Well, hundreds of flights were canceled yesterday across the country, and today you're looking at a live picture from LaGuardia, where 106 flights were called off. Now looking at Newark Liberty International Airport, where 170 flights were canceled. Kennedy Airport had 67 flights canceled today, and the weather threw a wrench into the plans for the New York delegation trying to get to the Democratic National Convention. New York City Council member Gail Brewer says her flight was rescheduled 3 times Sunday night before it was finally canceled. She says only 60% of the delegation is currently in Chicago.
Because everybody is delayed. I know there are other people in this airport who are on the 4:30 plane. One person got smart last night and drove to Albany. Yes. And got a 6:15 from Albany. Last night they drove to Chicago this morning, and other people are just driving from Newark, from Kennedy, from all over.
Well, Brewer says her latest flight is now scheduled to take off around 1:30. We'll keep you posted. We wish them luck. All right, the storm has caused some power problems across our area. At this hour, Eversource reporting more than 1,300 outages throughout the state of Connecticut. JCP&L has just under 1,800. PSE&G just under 300. PSEG Long Island reporting more than 430 outages. And Con Ed is close to 250 customers without power. Now, stay with CBS News New York for all your first alert weather coverage. Remember, you can track the rain on our radar right down to your street on cbsnewyork.com.